There's a new Pokemon in Pokemon Go that you can't catch in the wild. There's a very specific method to get this Pokemon, and that method is none other than pinning postcards.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Yeah, if you're anything like me and have never pinned a postcard in your life before, you're gonna have to start doing it to get this new Pokemon, and this new Pokemon is none other than Scatterbug, Spoopa, and Vivillon. I think that's how you say it. Let's go through how to get this new Pokemon and if it's gonna be any good. So if you don't know Pokemon, you can come up here and go into your postcard book, and this will show you all the postcards that you have pinned. As you can see, I've only pinned 4 ever. Click on a gift that was sent from somebody, you can go ahead and pin that gift and it'll say pin to your postcard book. If you can pin 3 gifts from the exact same area, and we'll get through the areas in a second, you will get an encounter with the new Pokemon Scatterbug. Now you can pin gifts through just opening gifts like this. You can also go into your own item bag and find gifts in here and then go ahead and click on them and you can save them and pin them in that direction as well. So I could just technically pin 3 gifts from my local area. Then now if you come into your medals, at the bottom there should be a new medal called the Vivillon Collector Medal. So as you can see here are the 20 different Vivillon patterns. I'm gonna put a map on screen right now you can check out. And what you need to do is pin 3 gifts from the exact same type of Vivillon pattern, if that makes sense, to get an encounter with Scatterbug. For example, if I pin 3 polar area Vivillon pattern gifts, I know it's like kind of confusing, you will get an encounter. Obviously on the medal here, you can go ahead and then it will turn into a catch thing. So as you can see, I can click here catch, and that will bring me to an encounter with Scatterbug. Now Scatterbug evolves into the middle stage for 25 candies and then into the final stage for an extra 100 candies. So I'm gonna silver pine up that because the only way to actually encounter this Pokemon is technically through those encounters. Check the IVs. I don't know if they have raid IVs. It looks like they might. So they might have good IVs. It'll also give you a little indicator of what Vivillon pattern that's going to evolve into, and this one is clearly the polar pattern, so you actually know what Vivillon pattern this Scatterbug will evolve into. Now pretty much you can come through all the different patterns and start just pinning postcards. It's pretty much just as simple as pinning postcards from different areas to get these Scatterbugs. As you can see, since I've caught the first Scatterbug from the polar region, I'm gonna have to pin an extra 9 postcards from the polar region before I get the next encounter. So this makes you think, yes, it's going to be pretty hard to get candy for these things and evolve all of them because you can't get a lot of checks for it. Pretty much what your postcard should be now is just pin everything you get. Literally just pin everything you get. If you want to complete this game, you pretty much just have to pin as much as you can to try your best to get every single Vivillon pattern. And you have to add people from different areas, you know. There are going to be some patterns like the ones in the north. The icy snow Vivillon is going to be pretty tough to get because there's not a lot of people who play Pokemon Go up north there. And look there, after pinning a bunch of postcards, I've unlocked another different Scatterbug from a different region. I'm not 100% sure which pattern this one is, but I'm going to go ahead and catch it nonetheless, and we can check the IVs again. But yeah, so I think it's raid IVs for these Scatterbug checks. Now I do believe if you come into your postcard book after, you can go ahead and long hold and just delete them, and I don't think it will mess up your medal. So I can probably just come in here, click remove all of these postcards. Let's see. And then if we go back into this here, yeah, no, it stays. So if you can just delete the postcards you've pinned for these checks after, and yeah, it's pretty much as simple as that. You want to go out, pin all the postcards you get from friends, add friends from different regions, and then once you get enough candies, you can just evolve them. Now, obviously the candies are going to be very tough. That's 20 different patterns, 20 times 100 candies. That's 2,000 candies for Scatterbug to technically get every single different pattern of Vivillon. So you do have to get on it, but I just recommend kind of just pinning every single postcard you get. That's really how you get them all. Just pin every single postcard you get, work on your medals. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be the gold encounter for the Scatterbug here for the polar region, I believe. So let's see here. If I catch this and then come back into my medal, yeah, so then the next time you have to do 15. So I think every single time it just increases how many you need to catch to get another encounter. So it just gets harder and harder to get these Scatterbug checks. A couple things to note, Scatterbug cannot be shiny, but it can be traded and all that stuff. Finally, if you do want to add people in Pokemon Go to get postcards, if you don't have enough friends, remember you can have up to 400 friends, but join the Pokédex Discord link below. We do have a friend channel in there. So if you want to go add a bunch of people from all around the world, you know, we are a global community. So go in there, add people, and then hopefully get all the different patterns you might need. Now that brings us to the question a lot of people are probably going to be asking, is Vivillon actually good? Is it worth doing all this, or is this just more of another collector's item in the game? Let's take a look. So Vivillon is going to be a bug and flying type Pokemon, have a base attack of 176, base stamina of 190, and base defense of 103. Not the most amazing stats, with a max CP at level 50 of 2097. For fast moves, it can learn Gust and Struggle Bug, and for charge moves, Bug Buzz, Aerial Ace, Energy Ball, and Hurricane. As far as PvP goes, this thing is not going to be very good at all. It just doesn't really have the the best fast moves and stats, and all around, just bug types are just not good in the game. It's gonna be ranked 634 in the Great League, and it's not even gonna be ranked in the Ultra League because its CP is too low. As far as raids too, I only have to check, but this thing with its attack stat is not gonna be able to compete as a bug type raid attacker with things like Genesect, Caesar, and Pheromosa, and same thing goes with a flying type attacker with things like Moltres. All in all, this is literally just a collector's item. If you're into pinning postcards, go pin them as much as you can, but really if you're not a collector, it's not really a Pokemon you need to go for. You could literally just grab one for the Pokedex and then never have to touch it ever again, but who knows, they could get kind of rare from trades, some of the harder regions to get. I believe people are saying that the Icy Snow version as well as the Archipelago, I don't know how to say it, I believe those are the two hardest regions to get for this Pokemon. That's gonna be it though. That's how you get Vivillon, all its patterns in Pokemon Go, and is it any good? Comment below anything I might have missed about this new feature, but I think I covered most of it. We're gonna see you all in the next one. Fall for this, everybody.